Welcome, folks. My name is Will Lucena, and this is the first of 3 parts of a story I wrote. Part 2 will come out tomorrow night, and the 3rd and final part will come out on Wednesday. I hope you enjoy. Let me get myself ready here. When I woke, my head felt like it had gained 20 pounds. All I can remember is drinking and smoking like it was my last day on earth. When I tried sitting up, my brain felt flush with blood. I was trying to look around, but my vision filled with white sparks. I felt like I was going to pass out. I closed my eyes and rubbed my forehead, waiting for the brain sickness to pass. When I opened my eyes again, I realized I was still drunk. I let out a long burp that felt like it came from the pit of my soul. When the stench from this poisonous cloud reached my nostrils, I let out a dry heave so strong that I felt like I was going to flip inside out and become an entirely new creature. "Get a hold of yourself, you bastard," I said to myself. I turned my head over to the dresser and looked at the alarm clock. It was 7:30 a.m. I only wake up this early when I get incredibly drunk, and today was no exception. When I stood up, my head felt flush again. I inhaled deeply to calm my hysterical brain down. I hobbled to the bathroom, which was thankfully attached to my bedroom. Yet, even though it was no more than 8 steps from my bed, it felt like I had walked across the Western Hemisphere. I went to the toilet and urinated for what must have been an hour. I can almost smell the vodka and tequila mingling with the unmistakable stench of ammonia. I nearly threw up on my Johnson. When I was done, I shook off the last few gallons and shimmied over to the sink. I looked into the mirror. I had lipstick all over my face and neck. Even though I kept my hair buzz cut short, it was still disheveled. My eyes were so red, I looked like I was possessed by a Cambodian demon. Yet, I still retained those handsome good looks that made wives leave their husbands, girlfriends to leave their boyfriends, and lesbians to leave their dildo-strapped lovers. It is a blessing and a curse. I brushed my teeth, and when I was done, I noticed I had a joint in the soap dish. My stomach had joined my treacherous brain in discomfort, but this discovery had put me at peace. This wonderful herb would restore my equilibrium. A long time ago, I discovered that smoking ganja after a hard night of partying cures whatever ailments I may have had in the morning. Some people like to have a drink, but I find the practice morbid. I'm usually drunk anyway, so increasing the intensity never worked well for me. I grabbed the lighter I had left on a small table next to my bed. I lifted the joint to my lips and set Mary Jane aflame. Now, anyone who has ever smoked knows that it is not the first inhale, but the exhale, that initiates the rush of sweet calm only good weed can give you. I stood there smiling like a father beaming with pride after his son's first home run. Hit after hit I stood, enjoying the smooth tang. When I was done, I threw the roach into a tiny pool of water that had formed in the center of the soap dish. I looked in the mirror and I started to make strange faces at myself. I didn't recognize myself at all, actually. Whenever I get high, regardless of the substance, I never seem to recognize who's looking back at me in the mirror. I continued to make faces myself for 20 minutes. I hate it when I get into these zones. Sometimes, I stand in the kitchen for minutes on end trying to decide what to do next. My stomach suddenly started to grumble. Hunger was starting to overtake me. I had a craving for some cheese pizza slices I had left over from the night before. I gathered my lighter, a bowl, and a baggie of herb I had stashed inside a boot that was next to the foot of my bed. I opened the bedroom door and proceeded into the living room toward the kitchen. A creature was stirring, though, and unbeknownst to me, I was walking into the trap of all traps. End of part 1.